Hello and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup of what's new and going on in the PM world. How are we doing this morning, gentlemen? We all good?
Fine, thank you very much. Very windswept today.
Yes.
Very all good here, yeah, same as Andy. But it's a bit gusty.
Was it beans last night?
bit windy.
Beans and Brussels.
Beans and Brussels, like blazing saddles. So, yes. No, it's lovely down here. No rain. That's the nice thing. We haven't had any rain or really cold. It's gone back to being mild, 10 degrees and sunny-ish. So
spring's coming.
Spring's coming. It is. I cut down all the trees at the weekend and did the drive. I'm ready for summer. That's it. We're good to go.
Haven't had a winter yet, have we?
No. Well, we've had 2 sprinklings of snow here. I'm all right. I've had my winter. That'll do.
We've had a week of frost.
Yeah.
We've had no proper snow, have we?
Don't want it.
Don't
want snow.
No, you know what it's like. You get 2 snowflakes and the world comes to a stop at the best of times. No one can drive.
Hold on. Let's rephrase that. The UK comes to
all right, the world comes to literally a grinding halt. 2 snowflakes and everyone just drives off into hedges and walls and into each other. So anyway, right. What have we got new this week then, guys? What do you want to talk about first? New arrivals?
All sorts have come in and going out and whatever else. So I'll move that. Phantoms.
Yes.
Look, Phil's got his main one. We have the Zucchimori and the main one in.
Yes.
So, excuse me, they've arrived and going back out as sharpish as they've come in.
Yes.
So Phil's going to do a review, I presume, are you, the main one? Have you done it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I haven't done it yet. I'm planning on doing it. As this is editing this afternoon, I will get that one done. So it may be up with you today. If not, it'll be up with you tomorrow. Because as I say, I've got to shoot away. But yeah, looking forward to seeing that one. I did have a sneaky peek in the box, being bad purely because I wanted to know. And yeah, they haven't done it like the Zucchimori one. So I don't think you'll have the fit problem I have with the Zucchimori one. So it's more akin to the Academy kit. But anyway, I will have a look at it, and obviously we'll see exactly what you guys think of it as well. So hopefully I'll get that one done this afternoon and say it'll either be up with you tonight, or obviously it'll be definitely up with you tomorrow on that one. So looking forward to seeing in that one. So yes, the world's flooded with wild weasels at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of them, isn't there?
There is.
So yes, they're in. Obviously, next to Phil as well, I've got one here. Is the Mastiff as well? That's come in.
Yeah.
Another one you'll be looking at, I take it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get the review of that one. That'll probably be up with you next week on that one. So, but yes, definitely. So, yes, lots of, what do they call it? Birdcage armour?
Bar armour.
Bar armour.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, yeah, that's definitely a bit of a beast. And again, I'll get up with you as well, the Stug 3 as a review. Because that looks quite tasty, I must admit. That does look nice. I'm not a tank person, but actually that looks really, really cool. So
after actually building a mini art kit, see that grant that I built, I'll definitely do another. I won't tackle the interior ones, as I said before. That's far too much for me to concentrate on. But like that Stug, I quite like the Stug. They're going to do one with winter tracks. So that'll be a nice one to tackle. So they're going to do every version, aren't they, of the Stug from whenever. So yeah, it'd be a few options. Yeah, I don't mind. I'll have a look at that review because I wouldn't mind seeing what that one looks like. So yeah, interesting. And then Blue Thunder has turned up.
Blue Thunder, which is from one of our members, we can't sell it unfortunately because it's well out of production. But yes, no, one of the members sent me this kit over to have a look at. So thank you, Chris, for that particular one. And it only cost like £4.25. The good old days.
Right, isn't it?
Well, no, that's $4. So in our money back then, that would have been about £3.50.
I was going to say it'd be about a couple of quid, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, but yeah, only for that one. So you've got the review of that one coming up next week as well.
Is that going to be a retro review?
It will be a retro review, and might keep that for the turkey shoot for the build.
1/32, isn't it, that one?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the big one. So
cool. It'd be cool to see that because we were discussing it, weren't we? Like the Ayashima one. Which is really, 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 because he's 48th one, because with Airwolf, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's really hard to get hold of, to be honest, that version of it. So that's probably the most accurate gazelle in 48th until the AMP one came out.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like the Ella one was 1/50th scale. I don't think the Fujimi one was much better in scale, was it?
Don't think so, no.
So, yeah, it would be...
yeah, you had the old Airfix one in 72nd, wouldn't it?
Yeah, again, it's an helicopter that's really underrepresented. No 30-second ones and definitely nothing any bigger for a Gazelle. So, and quite a lot of countries use it, don't they? It's quite a common helicopter.
Considering, definitely, and it's only a little thing. Let's face it. You know, in 70 seconds, it's the size of your little finger.
Yeah, I built the one many moons ago. It's showing its age, but still, like I say, it's not a lot of other options for them, is there? Anymore?
No, definitely. Yeah, it's one of those helicopters. Considering the amount of countries you say that do use it, you know, it's not just like us and France. Everybody seems to have it, but there's nothing really. Yeah. So
that's a good segue. Anyway, talking of helicopters, because this is coming as well.
So that's the MI-24/35, depending which version you do, with all the good. And that's got some really, really nice markings in it.
Sure, it's got they all Czech ones, aren't they, Matt? In that
Czech ones,
yes, yeah.
They're all the Czech ones. There you go. Can you see them coming up?
Really cool themes.
So you've got 8 different versions down in there. Really, really nice. So
it's got a bit of weight in it.
It's got a book in it. It's got the book in it again.
Yeah, it's got the book in it.
Yeah.
It's got the book.
Cool. Is it the same book as last time?
No, I don't know. It's not as big a dope. There you go, look.
Oh yeah, no, different book. Yeah.
Nice little book though, look, with all the.
Yeah. So if it follows like the other ones do, what it'll be is a photo reference and guide and everything of all the different markings you've got in there. So it's really nice from that point of view.
Tell you what, as well, you can get a lot of. I know you get a lot in this box. So that's a bit loud, isn't it? Because we've been on about 3D printed interiors, haven't we?
Yes.
And Quinta, I think, space, isn't it?
Yeah, space. Yeah.
Loads of things. So that is worth of probably investing a little bit more in it to liven up the interior, because you can see it, can't you?
Yes.
In that?
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, they're in. So obviously this has been on a pre-order for the PM members, Flory members even, sorry. Mm-hmm. So they'll be invoiced and we're going out this week. So happy days with that. And what else is coming in? Oh, yes. Another pre-order due in, as we mentioned before, and we'll obviously have stock of it, is the B25 from HK Models, the 48th one, which, again, is a one we've been looking forward to seeing.
Definitely, yeah. Looking forward to that one. So I'm going to get one of those as well. So we'll do a review on that, possibly a build later in the year as well. Because that's, I must admit, I've been looking forward for this one for a long time. Yeah. So very, very nice indeed.
That should be winging away to us either tomorrow or Friday at the latest. So then obviously who's ever got the name down will be invoiced for that as well. So yeah, quite busy to be honest. Busy stuff, lots going off.
Very nice. Cool stuff.
Lots of restocks.
Yeah. Very nice indeed. So obviously we've got all the latest releases down in here, including the back in stock again is the Scottish Aviation Bulldog by KP.
Cracking little kit that.
Do you know what? I keep seeing that kit and I'd actually quite fancy having a go at that. They do the other one as well in the blue markings, don't they, as well? So there's 2 boxings of that.
Yeah.
It looks better in those markings, though, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Can't be done in them, innit? That's a proper bulldog in it. So.
But, really, really nice. Again, I'd love to see that in 48 scale.
Yeah.
Airfix, we're looking at you.
I'm surprised they haven't done it yet.
There's a couple of gaps, and I'm sure they're going to fill them at some point. So, but yeah, nice little kit, that one. We've also got a new section, which I forgot to mention on Friday, so apologies. We have our damaged box section. So we've pulled this out of our specials to keep them separate, but also it's got the reviews as well. So sometimes, as you know, obviously I have to open the bags. We can't reseal them if they're particularly tight and all the rest of it. So, that'll find your way in here as well. So these are all discounted as well. So these are either kit reviews or damaged box. When we say damaged box as well, I've said it 1,000 times, usually we're talking tiny little creases. If it's anything really bad, we will take extra photos of it and put them up as well so you can see what it was. So yes, including the legendary brick wall that's damaged. So
the damaged brick wall in a damaged box.
So but we got some really nice stuff in there, but what we thought we'd do is obviously keep them completely separate. So obviously you've got the sales area, that's where they are, but sometimes that used to have the damaged boxes in there and the kit review ones. So again, that's completely, so if it's a reviewed one, obviously the bags may or may not be opened. If they're resealable, obviously we'll seal them all back up, but sometimes I can't, and I can't reheat seal them either if there's not enough room in there. So that's what those ones are as well. But say a good way of getting a bargain really for as you say, some very, very nice stuff down in there.
Yep.
They're not damaged because Matt goes around the store kicking everything. They're
no.
Yeah, we just get them, get them in. And
I did say once, me and Matt were going around our said supplier for a very large company, wasn't it? And we kept on saying, "Do we do it like Tesco's and just throw the box on the floor, damaged?"
Stick in the
apparently
toilet,
not.
damaged.
Is this a damage box one? Dush. Yes, it is now. So, but yeah, we can't do that, unfortunately.
It's collateral damage from coming from obviously wherever they come from, isn't it? Always happens with them. So, like I say, it's nice.
But as I said, it's been pointed out to us lots of times by the members as well, is that actually there's still probably less damage than what you get if they come from China via a certain grocery store. Because by the time they've been flattened. So one of our members sent me a photo the other day of one that had arrived there, and I'm not joking, it was now half the height. It literally just been compressed to like that. It was like, really? But it is completely flat packed.
Someone needs to buy that Spitfire quick.
I was going to...
Because every time I look at it, I keep thinking, that'll go nicely with my Tamiya 30-second collection of kits.
Very nice as well. The Tamiya 30-second Spitfire is just one of those kits. It's really nice. Got a beautifully detailed engine and cockpit in that.
I've got the Mark 5 already, but I'm thinking, you can't have too many, can you? 30-second Tamiya
definitely not. They are very, very nice, and they're fun kits to build because it's like Lego. They just click together. Famously, I think I put the entire cockpit together without using glue because it just holds itself. It is that good a fit on it. It was, to be honest, I call it almost classic Tamiya. You know, the bit where you got a Tamiya kit and it just goes together with no hassles at all, and it's definitely one of those kits. So,
that was ones where, wasn't it, where the cowlings are almost to scale thickness?
Yeah, it was a big thing at the time because it was the first time they'd done them to scaling, and they've got the little magnets. Yeah. So you put the little bit of metal on, because obviously it's a thin piece of metal, onto the cowlings, and then you got magnets on parts of the engine, and it clicks on, so it's all a magnetic click fit. But yeah, it's the first time you hold them up to the light; they're like resin; you can see through them. So, but yeah, and again, this is the point. I don't want to rant on because we've got enough to talk about today. But Tamiya used to do this thing every year. There'd be a kit release like the Spitfires, and it would be a first. So it was the first time we'd had a scale thickness cowlings in injection molding. It was the first time we saw, I think it was the Mosquito, the way they did the wheels. So there was no seam lines to the tyres, the way it all went in there. And they used to lead with firsts of a different way of doing it, right the way through. And then all of a sudden it dried up.
Well, we were talking this morning, me and Matt, and the 48th 109 G6, that I said to Matt, that's the new one. And he said, well, it's not new, it's been out of London. But that was the last one, really, where they had any sort of innovation on it, isn't it? Because that you could change it so that you had the engine open or engine closed.
Yes. Yeah.
That was the last one. That was it. And that was, like Matt said, it's not exactly new. It's quite an old kit. So.
Quite an old kit now, no. But it always used to be Tamiya would, there'd be an innovation of it coming along and doing various things, and just seem to haven't done anything for the last few years, which is a real shame because I always used to see them as being the cutting edge of modelling. And let's face it, they've been sort of superseded now by a lot of companies with slide moulding and things like that, who sort of do it as standard. So anyway, I digress. So anyway, we got that section down in there. Also in the store now, as I said before, we've had full restocks on various things of thinners, glues, solutions, all the bits and pieces. We've also got our section for VMS. So we've got all your VMS type things down there as well. So that's got its own little area now, its own little home for all of those. Book section as well, which is still going very nicely, is fully restocked.
Yeah, we've got a couple of new books, Phantom and Hawkeye.
Yeah. So we've got both of those ones. And as I said, there's more Phantom books coming out as well. So we've got two more in the series of that, we think. And obviously we've got the Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed. Something a little bit different. Anything else you want to look around the store at?
I said is the new discount section, because obviously split up the damaged boxes to the, like I say, the discount section. So again, look, the phone's going. I better know who this is.
It will be our daily call for it.
Yeah.
So now basically running around the top, obviously we've got your new arrivals coming in. Everything's been in this week we looked at before. And then obviously we've got your standard special offers area. So these are all brand new kits and all the rest of it. So again, we've got some very nice bits and pieces down in there. So we've got some of the Great Wall Hobbies various kits. Very nice. I say some of them are selling out fast as well. We've got the F-15s back in, the flankers, things like that. Very tasteful marking one as well.
The SU-27 was in stock about an hour ago, but
it was, sorry. Gone. Whoosh.
Gone.
But again, some very nice the Edard stuff. We've got the Hobby 2000 stuff there in special, and a lot of the other ones, as you can see.
Just while we're on about stuff, have you seen the AK releasing a little Land Rover, an 88 Land Rover.
I did. It's an 88.
Yeah.
Shame's not an 86. I would have gone over the top for that, being an ex-owner of an 86-inch. But yeah, very nice to see those 3 versions of it available.
Yeah, and apparently it is left or right-hand drive,
which is really nice as well. So you can do a proper one.
As I say, because obviously the other ones are 109s, aren't they, that they do? So the long wheelbase ones. But yeah, the little 88s is, I quite look at it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a massive Land Rover fan, I'm far from it, but actually I fancy tackling one of them.
So nice
there's a lot you can do with them.
Yeah, nice diorama, sort of like things you can do with it, isn't it, as well?
Well, there's loads, yeah. Well, it's a Land Rover, isn't it?
You got the 3 types. You've got the sort of the base one with the hard cab.
Yeah.
You know, on there. Then you've got the other one, which is the recovery truck, isn't it? It's got the little recovery bit on there, or the standard one. So yeah, you've got some nice options between all 3 of those. But it's really nice to see that. It'd be nice if they did the old, the 80, the little mini version, or the 86 or the 88.
I suppose on the research with the 88, it's quite a common one, in it, quite a common wheelbase setup. So yeah, I think you could get a long mileage out of it, because they've obviously followed on from the Land Cruiser, haven't they? You know, what they do with that little Land Cruiser. So yeah, interesting when that comes out.
Definitely. So that'd be a nice one to see that one come out. And again, I don't think that's very far away either. So it should be available in the next week or 2. So anyway, that's your special area for the normal one. You see, we've got various bits and pieces down in there. Got a bit of Star Wars as well. And so yes, very nice indeed. So get those. Right, next bet. What do you want to do next?
So just a quick thing, I've gone about restock. We've just literally, that's been sorted out as we're recording this, but don't think it'll be up tomorrow. We've had an AK restock. So real colours, glues, metal colours. Don't know, there's all sorts, loads in there. So that, I think Andy will probably be doing that sometime tomorrow and get that restocked up. So keep an eye on that as well. That's it. So pre-orders, I think.
Very good. Okay, over in the pre-order section, obviously the one I'm most excited about, clearly.
Yes, we've put this back up because obviously this was due last year and obviously that didn't happen. So it's due out this month, I think. It really is quick. So this is another one of our short pre-orders, because obviously we need to get some figures in. But yes, I'm quite excited about this as well, actually. It's an helicopter and it's big.
Big.
So, and when we say big, just to put this into perspective here, my cutting mat is probably, I would say, 59 centimetres wide, right? This thing has got a rotor span of 63. Where's my thing? I had it here. So 63 centimetres. To put that into context of how big that is, that's got a rotor span of that. So it's bigger than my cutting mat.
Oh, you can't build it then?
So, what, because of my new ruling about it's not allowed to be bigger than my cutting mat. But yeah. So if you think, that's the size. So the overall length, bearing in mind you've got the tail rotor on it as well, from the tip of the front rotor to back, I think it's going to be something like 75. So it's going to be a freaking monster. So cool, though. Very, very cool. I might hold out, to be honest, and wait for another version to come along. Because if they did like the Ericsson one, which is what I'm hoping, I think that would be really nice to do it in, the bright orange and the real colourful stuff with it as well. Rather than just the green. But I'm very excited about that one. Looking forward to seeing that as a review as well. We'll get one of those in because, interesting design, huge, monster, massive.
Just talking of ICM, because we've not mentioned it, I think it's on its way in on an order. We've got the 48 Arctic Cobra coming in. So we've had the 32nd one, and obviously we had the 48th, which was special hobby. Yeah, boxing of it, weren't it? So we actually gave the ICM kit, the 48th ICM, but it's the Arctic one, so that's quite nice because that's the orange and white one, isn't it?
Again, nice, colourful.
I said they've done the bigger one, but it's quite a cracking little kit in 48th, isn't it? It's a nice one because obviously they're doing one in 35th as well at some point at Cobra, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
Which obviously fits well with that one and whatever else they're now going down that route of helicopter in 35th, which is nice. Obviously, listen.
This is it, listening to us saying that needs to be in 35th.
I doubt it, but you never know, do you? It does sort of tie in with other stuff in it, figures and vehicles and whatever else. Because I mean, that thing there, you could have all sorts hanging off the bottom of it. You could have a howitzer or a Jeep or, well, not a Jeep, but you know what I mean, whatever they were using in Vietnam, mutt in it. Did they have the mutts, didn't they then?
I think so, that and mules, wouldn't it?
Whatever, there's all sorts. You could have ISO containers, I don't know, there's all sorts you could have hanging off it. It's crying out, that is, for a lift diorama, isn't it?
Yes.
Sheridan's, I bet that could lift a Sheridan tank, couldn't it?
I would have thought so, yeah.
Do ICM do a 35th Huey?
No, not yet.
I'm just looking in the background on that picture.
Well, don't forget, they did the crew, and famously it had a picture of them sitting on the side of a Huey, and everyone assumed there was a Huey coming down the line because they had a crew for it. And then next thing you know, he wasn't sat on the side of a Huey anymore. He was on the wing, wasn't he, of the Cobra?
The Cobra, yeah, exactly.
So everybody thought at the time, oh, look, it's Huey's going to be the next release. But they changed it at the last minute. I had a picture originally of him on a Huey, and then he put him onto the wing of the Cobra. So
I think with, like I said, with that and the Cobra and the OB10 and what have you, I think Huey would.
Oh, you've just given me a proper idea of another pre-order we've got up, Andy.
Which one's that?
The Loach.
The Loach, the little Loach, yeah.
So
yes,
anyway.
Speaking of that, so we have got the Huey up.
There we go. Yeah, the Dragon Huey's coming back out. Actually, not a bad price, I don't think, as well for that.
No,
it's quite reasonable, and that's not a bad kit either. It's not perfect, but it's not.
You do get the figures for it as well, don't you? I assume this kit is going to be the same as the old one. So you do get the door gunner and the interior, the pilots and all the rest of it as well. So you've got everything you need. You know, that's the nice thing. It's not like one of these helicopters where the crew's extra and various things. So, but that's a nice one as well. So if you want to get the old Huey D, that one's there. And then again, here it is. We've got the Cayuse, but basically it's the arm Loach, isn't it? So you've got the guns on there, the various ones. If you wanted to have the trilogy.
Yeah, I've got that kit, and you get the crew with that as well.
Yeah,
you get 2 pilots and a door gunner as well with that. So that's quite a sought after kit. So it's nice to see that coming back out as well from Dragon. So nice. If you want your name down with them, they're quite short pre-orders as well. The 2 Dragon kits, because obviously we need to get numbers in sort of ASAP with them. So if you want them, please get your name down, and we can pass that on.
Definitely. Last one in here, so spoke about before, which I don't know quite when it's around, is the Grief.
That can't be along the way.
That's got to be soon as well.
Yeah, we still had the proper box art for it.
No.
That's still the
old one.
NPM.
That's the old NPM box art, isn't it?
Yeah. So hopefully that will be coming down the line quite soon as well, which would be very nice. Any others you want to look at?
What's in there, Andy? What did you call
it? The Zucamori 109, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Zucamori 109, that was it.
G14.
Yeah, if anybody wants one of them.
If anybody wants one of them.
We've also got coming up a Great War Lobbies MiG-29, which I'm just waiting for the information, which is the 72nd one.
Yeah.
And a new version of a P40, but it's not a P40 yet, is it? It's the one before, like what we had in the Flying Tiger one.
Yes.
A Curtis Hawk, is it?
Yeah.
That's what they call it. So there's another version of that. So they'll be coming up soon as well on the pre-order from Great Wall, and obviously numerous other things as well.
Yes. We've got that one, the Christmas special edition.
Yeah. That might be it soon, to be honest.
Which arrives in the summer.
Shipping and all that, isn't it?
Yes. So
slow boat from China.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm going to do that joke. Right. Okay.
just to say on the pre-orders, obviously with this coming in, the B25, obviously the Mastiffs and the thing, that'll be cleared out now, and he'll be going in there and just removing stuff.
I already have done, actually.
Yeah, so hopefully clear some space and some dead wood and a bit of a catch-up on stuff. So I think the plan is as well for our pre-orders, like me and Andy were talking this morning, is we're going to do it as close as to release date as possible.
Yeah.
Because obviously some of it we can't, because obviously they need to know numbers before they put their order in, if that makes sense. So there's a bit of a longer lead time, but I want to try and shorten it down as much as possible, because, like I say, some of them we've forgotten from last year. Like that Revel Hurricane. We had it up in March or whenever it was, January, I don't know.
It was January, we're down,
Yeah, I know, it was a year, wasn't it? Almost a year.
December. There's a long time to wait for stuff in it. So I think, like Great Wall, some of the other stuff that we do get from Forest, we ain't got much choice on that, but I think like Revel, Airfix and things like that, we can kind of keep it, nearer as close as we can to their release dates, give or take. So it's, you're not waiting as long and then, I forgot I ordered that. Did I put my name down for that? Usual, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Well, it's been down there so long, people put their name down in the beginning and then again at the end.
Yeah, and sometimes in the middle. Yeah.
So not an uncommon thing.
No, that's it.
Times, aren't we? So yeah. So Questions then.
Questions. Glenn says, hello there. Are there any kits available with the Sikorsky S61N, the civil version, which is a Sea King that's stretched, I think?
No.
Isn't it the stretch Sea King?
Yes, I think it is.
It's the passenger version, isn't it? It has seats and stuff inside. Used to be one down the road from here, down in Penzance back in the day.
No.
You say you searched around and there appears to be a conversion set by whirlybirds who seem to be no longer around. I don't think they are, or how are they?
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest, if they are or they're not.
He says, on ScaleMates, there is one from Dream Model, but can't find any info on that one or availability. Just wondering if I've missed any. Can't think of anyone who does of it.
No, I can't think of any off the top of my head for the civil stretch one, definitely not.
Yeah, that's it. So I can't think of anybody who ever did one full stop, even back in the day. So, as I say,
time to get your plastic card out and...
Well, I say what you need to do is buy 2 Sea Kings and then graft them.
Yeah.
What you need to do is learn CAD and just 3D print.
Which will probably be quicker than trying to graft them all together.
Yeah, I would say so. It'd be quicker to learn CAD than it would be to try to scratch build the size of Sea Kings, yeah.
See, this is the thing, isn't it? With 3D printing and CAD work now, you would think, I know it's still in its infancy, but I would have thought that now this would be like the perfect opportunities for people to do something like this. Because, say, you do the CAD work and then you just sell the file or, print it. And then, little cottage industries bubble up everywhere doing it for, the said thing.
But in reality, for the length of time it takes somebody to actually do the CAD, how many people would actually want to buy that?
Well, Glenn does. There's one.
Exactly, yeah. Is he willing to pay 100 quid for,
Yeah, if he wants to pay somebody 600 quid to do the CAD work for you.
Yeah.
You have a unique model, though, Glenn, because nobody else will have it.
No, that's it. Definitely. But as always, if anyone knows, shout me an email and I'll pass it on. Dave says, hi team, is there any chance of getting any more Hobby 2000 Marauders back in stock?
No. Gone. The thing is, you've got to think with Hobby 2000, they release as a limited edition because they obviously buy the sprues in. But saying that, I did notice, and we'll be getting them back in. Remember the old 48 B40s?
Yes.
And the F111s?
Yeah.
They're doing them again.
Oh, right. So obviously they're quite popular and doing them again, yeah.
I presume it depends on how the sales have gone, which I know for that B26 was actually very good. So never say never, but nobody's got any in stock anymore at the minute that we deal with, so we can't get any in. Whether you can find yourself one, I don't know. Yeah. But fingers crossed you might re-release it. It's such a good kit. It deserves another run, to be honest.
Yeah, I say one of the trouble you get with like working with Hobby 2000 as well is that it's just the supply chain. Obviously, with the donor kit that they're using, it's been Hasegawa. So it depends if Hasegawa have got any.
Yeah.
So to be able to then release them to them for them to do a second boxing of it, or has Hasegawa literally got to do another run of them, and then it's got to be viable for them to do. So in some ways, it could be a little bit hit or miss. It may be Hasegawa's got some and can release another couple of hundred because they've got them sat in their factory or warehouse. But if they haven't, then is it viable for them to do another run? So that's why we always say with Hobby 2000, as well as like Edard, isn't it? If you see it, grab it.
Yeah,
because you might not get a second chance
from
on
Edard, do you know what I mean? This is, obviously the Vesda's plastic in there, but it's a one-off boxing, and once it's gone, it'll be gone again. So,
And we often get people saying to us a couple of years down the line, you just don't get them again. People sit on them and that's about it.
Unless it's the 72nd that came out last time. And it was...
The thing is with that Hasegawa Marauder, you've got to think they must have done a run of them because Edard reboxed it not that long ago.
Yeah.
And then obviously Hobby 2000 have done 2 different boxings of it. So however many's sort of left or whatever, because I don't even know if it's in the Hasegawa catalogue, if I'm honest. I've got no idea because obviously it's not really a company we deal with a lot of. So, it's one of them. You've just got to bear in mind if it's something you might want from Hobby 2000 or even Edard, then pull your trigger and get it because you never know when you'll see it again.
Yeah,
that's always the problem. Okay, Green says, hello all, will Flory models PM models be at Telford this year as a trade, or will we just see you there? Well, hopefully you'll just see us there.
You'll just see us there, we're definitely not trading.
No, we're not trading. We're not going to have a stand or anything else like that. But hopefully we will be there. So we're going to just be moosing around.
See us walking around en masse, protecting
En masse, yes. We're a big clump of us going round. So, but yeah, no, we've got every intention to be there. But obviously we're not selling or trading or anything else like that. So we'll be there for meet and greet, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Last one up is from Matt. He says he's wondering about having a go at the 48 scale ME109. Which is the best for build reliability rather than being a rivet counter in detail? Mainly interested in the overall shape being accurate, as that's what I like about the plane. So which version? That's the trouble, isn't it?
I'd be tempted with that Tamiya G6 we were just talking about.
I'd be tempted with the Afix early one, because that's a cracking little kit. The one we've just put up for sale, actually. But the early E,
the G6.
well, again, you've got about, like, obviously the E, F, G versions of a 109, and they're all different. I mean, the Edard one's fantastic, but can be a bit complicated. And
is that the 109E that I was in Airfix magazine issue 2 with?
Yes, that one.
That's
one.
it.
It's a good kit.
It is a beautiful little kit, to be honest. Yeah.
Nathan raves about it. He's built a few.
Yeah.
You've built it, and it's a perfect sort of starter kit, I'd say, for 48 for a 109. It's not overly complicated. There's enough detail in there to just keep you going, and yeah,
if you want a straightforward, no frills, goes together, and you get that cheap kit, then obviously the FX. But I must admit, I'm with Andy. If you want to go with that little bit nicety in what we were talking about earlier, with with obviously being able to displayed open or closed and all the rest of it, the Tamiya one is a beautiful kit as well.
And obviously Edard do.
Because the Edard one.
Oh yeah, go to your life on that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yes. Edard's got lots of them out there, different ones. But say for simple of build, put it this way, and everything, Airfix definitely, and the Tamiya one is a beautiful kit, goes together. And if you want uber detail and it to be, shouting from the hills, the Edard one's really nice, isn't it? So
yeah,
you're good with those ones.
Yes.
Cool, very good. And there we go. That's the last question. Not many questions this week.
No, that's it.
That's it. Fair enough. Nice short show today. So anyway, I will get on with the F4G from Meng, so we can have a look at that one, which would be quite nice as well. I'm going to get that one done this afternoon, to say maybe up with you this afternoon, more likely to be up with you tomorrow. And again, I'll get on with the Mastiff at the end of the week as well. And then obviously, hopefully, might be up with you Friday. If not, I'll be up with you Monday as well. And the other great reviews as we make our way through. Cool. Keep an eye out for all your invoices coming in, people, because obviously Andy's going to be on it invoicing for the Heinz, and obviously we've got the V25, so that'll probably be next week now for the invoices on those ones as well as they come through right the way through.
Yeah, all good.
Very nice. Lovely. Okay, I'll be with you, obviously, with the guys tomorrow night for the members with our little live show. All being well, mother-in-law is fine. And then up with you on Friday, you get to this part, which has been done in acrylic primer for the first time in probably about 7 years. I used an acrylic primer and it worked. It's very nice. It's on here. So something I sprayed this morning. So that's all good. So anyway, the next part of that, which gets you literally to that stage, will be up with you on Friday for that build. And then next week, it's totally in with the colour. So we've got some Hataka paints. So straight on with lacquers over the top, back to where I belong. So we've got those ones coming on with this one and then pushing through heavily to get it finished off, hopefully by the end of next week.
Did you actually say that little build?
This little build.
Yeah.
It is my last big build of last year. I'm still finishing off last year's build, but it's fine. Well, it's not that big by the time the nose is. It's only that big, so it's fine. Anyway, guys, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember, you get all your bits and pieces. We've got your glues, got all your paints, tools, sundries, and all the other bits and pieces as well over at the PM store. So if you want to pop over there, links down below as always. So till tomorrow, everybody, happy modelling, take care, and bye.
Bye.